Yeah, mine did too.
Like hit all at once.
Mm-hmm. When that Hennessy gives you a hug, I'm dead.
Henny tummy
on
hug.
it today.
Wow.
Leah's on it.
I had a meme, like, the little smiling heart.
When Henny gives you a hug. Oh. All right, what's up? Welcome to the Ask a Guy podcast, the podcast where we answer your relationship questions. Every week, I'm joined by 3 beautiful queens and one guy that voluntarily sits in the hot seat week after week. You would think they would know us by now, but we have to keep introducing ourselves.
Sometimes people start because they hear of us and then they got to go restart it. Right. Or they got to hear it. You know?
I mean, I'm feeling hella bougie with these mic stands. Shout out to Ryan who came through with these fancy ass mic stands. He came in and adjusted our audio, so if y'all couldn't hear us before,
you can hear us now.
You can hear us now.
This sound HD super clear.
This is some 4K shit.
This is not us. It's not our. We didn't do this. This is all
guys.
him.
What if we hear our voices when it like sounds this good and we're like, oh no, cancel the whole thing.
Go back to when we were sounding.
Go back to our trash audio. Our audio wasn't that bad, you know?
Me?
It was trash.
He can't hear me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, come in.
Edit mark here.
Right.
Oh, right here. Dang, he could hear us at the camera.
Yo, it's your girl Jindal the Ray on the mic, you know. I'm offended.
Oh, did I?
Yo.
Well, this is on.
Chanel get money all day.
Who me?
You.
It's me. It's me.
Fuck it, just keep it all in there. Just
Right.
They gonna get everything.
Yeah. Everything.
No cuts. Right?
Like
Beep.
Cool. So let's introduce ourselves. Who want to go first?
Clark, I think you should go first.
Thank
you.
We'll just go in a circle after that.
All right, independent bad bitch extraordinaire, Clark Sanders, your hometown craftsman. I can make you whatever you want, boo. I've been embroidering, y'all. It's so fun. Anyway, I can paint. I can draw. I can do all the things. I take pictures. I run a business. I manage social. I do graphic design. I fuck your mans. Like, it's all good.
Wow.
I'm on a man cleanse, though, so I don't fuck your mans right now.
I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't either.
Go from crafting to fucking your man.
Turn of events.
You know what's so funny
independent bad bitch, right?
I always go after Clark too, and I'm always like, yo, I'm looking for the wholesome, faithful woman, and then Clark's the one that's always before or after me, so it's like,
I know.
Damn.
Is that what you're looking for?
No.
And yet, one day we'll step on the scene and people will be like, are they dating? We're like, no. Because he's like my brother and that's
Clark's
gross
like,
and weird.
I hate him, and I'm like, yeah, me too.
You hate yourself? That's sad.
Damn, that
I
was
hate you.
dark.
I'm just kidding. It was just a joke. Goddamn. Y'all already know what's up. It's the most
This is about insecurities, and I think I just added one to my
Can I get my
list.
intro off?
No.
Go ahead. We always mess up his intro, y'all.
Always.
Let him go.
Because I don't care.
Yo, at least
man.
wait till the show to attack me. God damn. Y'all know
he
what's
is
up.
nice.
It's the most faithful, wholesome man in the world. The most washed nigga in the world.
Yeah.
True.
My cousin.
Yo, I had an Instagram poll,
Facts,
and
B.
90% of the people voted said I wasn't washed.
They lie.
I'm finna delete my
Why
shit.
would they
lie?
That's what I'm saying.
They just
Oh,
want
it's
to
my
make you
turn?
feel
Yeah.
good.
That's it.
They say, yeah.
No, I don't.
He's
I
like,
feel
that's
good
all I
about
got.
being washed.
Oh.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jindal Ray, the podcast host of 2 podcasts, The Poet, the people, the girl who can make strangers cry based on her words.
Yes,
Listen, I'm really feeling
we're
myself
feeling
today.
it. Yes, glowing.
The part-time alcoholic, the glow, the dark-skinned goddess.
Okay.
What else? The unicorn. I told y'all I was gonna put that in my intro. What else? The artist, the model, the iPhone photographer. What's up? The wordsmith. That's all I got today. That's all I got.
Wow.
I feel good today though.
I like it.
And I'm glowing. Clark said I was glowing.
You are glowing.
Thank you.
She
You know,
came
and I
on.
got
You just
fresh
smiled at
dreads.
me and your whole cheekbone
I got
was
fresh
like,
dreads,
yeah.
you know, so I'm
Girl,
really feeling
work.
myself.
Work.
So we're going to have to shoot.
Girl, she got her shoulders out. That's how you know it's real.
Yep.
Yup.
And it's winter time.
My name is Chanel McCoy. And this weekend, I bought some new Nikes, but I can't find anything to match them.
And
with.
they're fire.
She wearing them with
And so I'm
everything.
wearing all black and just.
Well, that's what it is.
Put
It's
my
a
shoes
pop
on.
of color.
what you
I can
do.
give you plenty of colors
It
that
is
go
a
with
pop of color.
mom.
That's what I do with everything.
It is.
But they fire.
But I'm trying to level up in
Yo, what
2019.
the fuck is a mauve?
Mauve
This
is
is
a
the color. What are you
It's the
talking about?
shoe
What is a
color.
mauve?
It's like a purpley pink.
How do you
When
not
that
know
color
what the
come
color
out?
mauve is?
Honey, that was like the whole color of like 2018,
Okay.
2017,
Black Honey
2018.
Collective color.
With Black
It's
Honey
called
Collective. I'm like, dang,
Millennial
Juwan,
Pink's
it's
more
clutch.
blush.
That's our core color.
We're offended. Like,
It's a Black Honey
Anyway.
Collective color, bitch.
Anyway,
oh, she caught me.
Back to Chanel's intro.
back
Sorry,
to me.
Chanel.
Um,
Got defensive over mauve.
I am trying to get my intros together, and I sing songs, and I'm an artist, and I have an album out, and I want to move to NYC, so I'm practicing my NYC lingo, like yo and facts.
Wow.
That ass, B.
And
You gotta get some
Dead
Tims though.
ass.
You gotta get the Tims. You gotta get some Tims
Yo,
too.
she got
Yo, you
I
don't
got
get beat up.
Tims
You
and
right. You
those
right.
are
I
the
got
fuck
them.
out. So I
Fresh
gotta get
ones
some
for
new
NYC.
Tims for Christmas.
Oh my God.
And
Ooh, I want
that's
gray
me.
ones.
Get money, gang
No,
gang.
I can't do it with you.
I sing songs.
Sing songs.
Facts, bro. Facts, B.
Yeah, you gotta start saying B. We all gonna get beat up.
I cannot wait to see it.
Y'all ain't hear Clark? So yo, B, we finna get beat up.
You mad? Out of pocket.
Wow.
That's so disrespectful.
Alright, son.
So disrespectful.
You're really gonna hear niggas say yerp all day.
All right. Okay. So
Shit.
We
mad
might
wash,
be
B.
tipsy. Mad wash.
you gotta.
Lord.
I can't. Okay. What's poppin', y'all? It's your girl Lil Lily, Mama Leah. What am I? A momtrepreneur, a busy preschool and kindergarten teacher, your child's favorite teacher at that. That's all I got today, y'all. It's been a long
That's been a long week.
It's been a long week. I'm tired. I'm ready to talk about it. Yep, that's it.
Juwan, would you?
Care to say anything?
Yo, sometimes when you wash, you just start zoning out. Like, damn, I got hella responsibilities.
I know we
Shit to
feeling
do
hella
now.
fancy right now.
Right.
Like
We don't know how to
forgot to host. Like
No, but for real,
We got mic
shout out to our
stands.
YouTube. We are up and running on YouTube. Shout out to our YouTube audience for watching. Make sure you go subscribe at Ask a Guy Pod on YouTube. Make sure you comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
And if you want to stay up to date with us, follow us on all social channels, being Facebook, Twitter, and the Instagrams at Ask a Guy Pod. That's Ask a Guy Pod.
gang gang.
Now, if y'all did not know, this episode is sponsored by the letter I. As in, I think that we need more sponsors. As in, I think you should sponsor us. As in, if you sponsor this episode, you will not be disappointed. So sponsor us. Amen.
Hallelujah.
Ooh, I like that.
Thank you.
That was poetic.
That was
I'm
really
a poet.
poetic.
Listen, I'm
Yes.
a poet. That's what I do.
She's a poet, and she knows it. I'm sorry, I had to do it.
All right, and cut.
Washed.
Yeah. And that concludes this episode. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for listening. All right, so this week's episode is all about the insecurities. Let me say that the right way because I never said it on the show. This episode is all about insecurities.
Yes.
And from here on out, I'm going to call them insecurities. Are y'all ready to get in your feelings?
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
Speaking of in your feelings,
Oh, I see what you did
shout
there.
out to Kiki.
Do you
As
love
always.
me? I was like, are we going?
And she
Hey,
moving.
Beyonce.
With her
With her
boyfriend. Oh, you right. Fiance. Let me get it correct.
Jen just tried to downgrade you, Kiki, but we got you.
Got you, Kiki.
We got you,
She's
Keontae.
literally making major moves.
Literally.
Like her
And figuratively.
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
her whole
Jan
major
is
move.
not
Well, I
single.
know. Everybody knows that. by
I am
now.
not single, for those who are wondering.
Jan has a man.
And
Don't
I
get
am
it
dating
twisted.
myself. Thank you, Juwan.
Okay.
Ooh,
What?
yes.
Man cleanse. All 2018.
Anywho,
Meanwhile,
I'm just doing me.
the movie theater watching Creed by myself.
Can we go together?
I was going to say, why don't you just invite your
Chanel's like,
friends?
no, this is personal. I have to go by myself.
You have to be so dramatic. I'm going
There are
alone.
other reasons that I have to go by myself.
Oh, that's right.
No, I'm just kidding. That sounds nasty.
It is
Yeah, it
nasty.
did.
It
It
is
is nasty, 100%.
I didn't mean it like that. No, like, you want to go together?
Nope.
Aaliyah's like,
Actually, I'm straight. Chanel.
Chanel's like, Leah, can you sit
That
down
didn't
like
sound the
6
way I
rows
wanted it
down?
to
I'm going to
sound.
sit at the top.
The little perv.
Anyway,
I need to be by myself when I watch.
Don't look back either.
Michael
Don't
B.
look
Jordan
back.
is on the screen.
I'm
I'm
gonna go in with
Go
a
on
big old
Netflix.
fuzzy blanket.
That's not even a
I'ma wait
movie
for
you want to be alone
You
watching.
ruined that.
Like,
No.
it's fucking Creed.
It's about people dying and shit.
oh, it is
Some deep stuff.
But that man be working out. His
Yeah.
body be right. Anyway,
Working me.
so
Working me. I'm
2
sorry.
weeks ago, the AAG crew took a road trip to St. Cloud,
Okay.
and we did an episode with the beautiful ladies of the Women of Color Collective.
Amen.
And
Shout out to
during
them.
our Q&A session, one queen in particular asked our host a very real question that got us all in our feelings. So we want to revisit this question as part of our weekly question round for today's episode on insecurities. Naomi, I think that was it. What's her name? Naomi?
Naila.
Girl.
Well,
Definitely not either.
Her
Rewind.
name is not Ela. And she
Rewind,
listens to this, so
please.
she
Let
gonna
me
be
tell you,
offended.
the only
rewind,
reason
please.
why
Cut that out,
the
Chanel.
only reason why we're not airing that episode is because the audio was terrible, and so I went back to figure out what her name was, and it sounded like Naomi to me.
It's Naila.
Hey, girl.
Shout out to Naila.
Shout out to
That's my
you.
girl.
Well,
Yeah, great question.
She did. So she asked, what is one toxic trait that you bring to a relationship? And what is something that you have to... Oh, damn. What is something you can give and offer? So what's one
basically
toxic
what-
trait and what's one healthy trait?
Yeah,
that
what's
you
your
bring to a
best trait and what's your worst trait?
relationship? There you go.
I need to move.
Would
That was
anybody
a long
like to
time ago. I
start?
don't remember what I said. I think I said my toxic trait was that I try to hide myself, and I don't put all of myself out there, if that makes sense. And so when somebody gets to know the real me, it's like, oh shit, the cat's out of the bag. You've now seen the real Jen Delta Ray. My good quality shit, I got a lot of them. I said a lot. I can chug a beer.
She can suck a dick.
She can suck dick.
Sorry.
That was so. No, when Jen
Great.
said that, Jen was like, "I could suck a mean dick," and then somebody in the back was like, "What'd she say?" And her friend Shakira looked back and said, "She said she could suck a mean dick."
Shout out to Shakira Shantae. That's my best friend.
My favorite part though was Matt's face.
Matt's fake.
He
Whoever
sat back.
was
He's
sitting
like,
in
"Yo,
the front row.
My guy was stroking his beard.
Yeah,
like,
he
I
was.
cannot wait to get back to my room
The
later.
fact that we all came together and at the end, Jen was like,
I'm
gonna
gonna
go
ride
today.
away.
I'm gonna stay with Bae tonight and suck a
She
mean
was like,
dick.
I'm gonna go suck a mean
Yes.
dick.
And then she texted us back. Oh, I'm just in between sessions. I love that shit.
No, good traits. Like I said, I can chug a beer. I watch football. I can cook. I can make you come off my words. Listen.
"Oh, oh, not
This
like
gets
that?
so sexual.
Awkward.
Sexting game A1.
I can suck a mean penis, aka Matt's penis. What else do I do?
Shout
I
out
do
to
it
Matt.
all. Listen, I don't know. I'm just a great partner.
Oh,
Ask Matt. He can vouch.
that's
all I have
beautiful.
to say.
Cute.
That's nice."
I'll go next. I think I said that my best trait was that I'm always there. Like whenever you need some, whenever you call, always on time.
Actually,
Okay, Ja Rule.
Yeah, I was just saying.
it definitely says.
Yeah, I didn't see if anybody
Never
picked it up. But, I'm always there.
I was
but-
about to correct him on the lyrics, but never mind. We good.
Oh,
We good.
fast forward. My worst trait is that I'm very good at detaching myself. So the moment I feel like you start moving funny or like shit's about to go left, I can just detach myself without an issue, even if we are like serious. So
And what do you bring to the table?
He
He
said
said,
Was that
he
it?
said He was
yeah,
very.
you was too busy criticizing me.
I was
yeah,
criticizing you.
yeah.
I was like, wow, what just happened?
What?
I'm not
the
gonna go
whole
after John
sentence.
for the first time.
I'll go. I want to say my toxic trait, and after I said it in St. Cloud, I was like, oh, that is a toxic trait, I guess, is that I nitpick and I look for things
That's good.
As your
that-
friend, I'm like,
yes, you do. I'll meet somebody and then I'll try to pick all the things that I don't like about them to deter me from actually exploring that relationship or what it could be or whatever. And so I don't know what that's gonna look like for me in the future. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's not. Who knows? But we'll see. Good traits. I get this money all day and I don't stop. And
Okay.
no, I'm just kidding. I'm trying to think. I actually get this money, and no, I don't. I'm broke. It's the day before
I'm trying to
payday.
get this money though.
I'm trying to get this money. I'm motivated. I'm ambitious, and I have good conversation. I can cook, and I like kids. I can be good at making kids, and
Practice.
practice making kids. Oh my! Not making kids, but practicing making children.
Having sex.
That is the most PC I've ever heard having sex.
Yeah.
I'm good at practicing making kids.
She can take a
I'm good
dick.
at fucking.
I was trying to.
Jazz over here, I suck a mean dick. I'm good at practicing making kids.
There was something else I was gonna say, but I forgot. But yeah, get to know me.
Yeah. All right. I don't remember what I said. That was too long ago.
Oh, I forgot my.
But-
And I love the Lord. Amen.
Amen.
I'm sorry.
Well,
All right. I'm going to start this over again. Okay. I still don't remember what I said 2 weeks ago. However, I think I can be controlling. I like things to be my way and not necessarily my way. Like, I'm okay if things want to flow a little bit, but I like to know what's going on at all times and have a say in what's going on at all times. If you're not doing what I like, it's kind of an issue sometimes. I can admit that. So that's a fault. But I bring lots to the table. I cook better than anybody you know. I run a business. I'm a dope mother.
Facts.
I'm dope to all children, actually. I'm not even a dope mother. I got like 80 kids right now, so I'm winning at life.
Hey.
I'm honest. That's always nice. I don't really know what else, but I'm winning. Yep.
It's hard to amp yourself.
It is hard to. I'm like, yeah.
What do?
I got a big booty. I can sing.
We were thinking of stuff after the fact.
I don't know what else.
I can throw that ass.
That's it. I can throw that one out there. My ass is sitting nice. All right.
Oh my god. Okay, let's see. I don't know. I do remember mine was like a double-edged sword, so I'm fiercely independent. So you ain't gotta worry about me none. But I'll forget about you because I'm like really bad. I work too much and I work too hard. I'm in a relationship with hustling for real.
Talk about it.
Say that again.
Yeah. There was like something really good I was thinking about.
Pastor
I'm a
preacher.
pusher, and I take that from Mean Girls, but seriously, like I push people to extremes. I push people away. I push. And then good things. I can take pictures. I can make you look good.
Or smile.
Your Instagram be popping.
Okay.
Oh no, when I forgot, I have like dual personalities. You never know what's gonna show up.
Okay.
There's that. I figured that one out
that was
today.
one
I was
right
riding
now.
in the car. I was
Oh,
like,
you just figured that out.
oh wait.
Oh, wait.
Shots fired.
Anywho, but back to my good traits. I'm always down for the get down. Always. I like to have a lot of sex. Sex is great.
I'm a nasty.
I'm a nasty bitch. I'm a nasty niggas. Okay, I'm sorry. I love sex. But I'm not a man.
We're only on our. Wait, what are we doing right now? Oh, this is a question.
Oh man, I love to make things, and I get passionate about what you're passionate about. If you show me your passions, I feel it, and I want to get passionate about it too. Even if it's about things that I find boring. If I see how excited you are in it, it makes me excited. So I'm like, ooh, tell me about your mathematics.
You're mad.
She just got turned off.
Like, yes, baby.
Tell me.
Oh, division.
Tell me about that math.
Oh, calculus.
Wait, did you say it was 30% off? Say it again.
Clark is gross.
Okay,
What was your percentile increase this month? Ooh.
I can't even say that word.
Clark is disgusting.
At least I know I'm nasty.
Pythagorean theorem on my ass.
Ooh, all right.
Equals MC squared.
That's it. Yes.
All right,
Oh my
so
gosh.
our question from the Skreets is it your partner's job to help you overcome your personal insecurities in the relationship?
And before any of us answer that, we had some answers from the Skreets as well. Okay. Shout out to Fly Girl Lifestyle. Hey, Chanel. I know
Make
you
sure y'all
listening.
cop them Erykah Badu, Cardi B.
Yes.
Balance.
I love
getting
my
that.
shirts. They're
Balance.
amazing. I want a sweatshirt. So she said they should naturally want to be a part of your journey, but all in all, it's your responsibility to work. And then kind of echoing that, is it Hopechus with 2 S's? It's our own responsibility to overcome our insecurities. Your partner can only support you. What do you guys?
How you spell that?
So it's HOPETOUS.
Oh, she goes to St. Cloud. She goes to St. Cloud.
Hope to
That's
us?
Oh, shout out Hope.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, I was trying to figure it out.
Well,
How do you guys feel about those responses?
I like those. Those are
I
real.
think those are dead on. I think a lot of people try to like project their insecurities on other people and make it seem like it's other people's fault. In reality, we got to realize it's our battle, and people can only help us along that journey, like Chanel said. So that's deep. I feel that.
I think insecurities shows the fact that a lot of people in today's world do not know how to self-heal.
That's good.
So they try to look for that person to fix them.
Right.
And that goes back to the point where, like, your partner can only do so much.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they're
They can-
called insecurities for a reason, right?
Okay,
Right.
Clark.
Clark.
Point
I
it
can't
out then,
remember
Clark.
today.
Get into the words. Break it down.
But they're called insecurities. I was just gonna say, like, you're the only person that can look within yourself. Like, you
Yeah.
can't lean on somebody 100% on somebody to do that for you. That's unhealthy for both y'all.
Right.
I think for me, one of the reasons why I didn't go into dating right away was because I was projecting a lot of my insecurities on the other person, and I was looking for the person I was talking to fix me. And I think when I was in my relationship, going through like my self-confidence issues or my depression, I would go to my partner and try to put everything on him so that he could like heal me or like try to make me feel better. And I just learned that just created toxicity in the relationship and all of that. So I decided to stop dating until I could kind of figure myself out and heal from what I was going through.
Right. And you also got to remember, too, that other people are going through what they go through. So he might have been dealing with his own insecurities. And he's dealing with your insecurities. That's a lot of baggage to carry.
And then it's like a back and forth of like you're projecting your insecurities on me, which is making me more insecure. And we're projecting it back and forth on each other.
Right. That's
because everybody's trying to pretend that they don't have these insecurities. That's the problem. Like, yeah, you're projecting them on the other person, but you're not confronting them at all to yourself. You're not saying, I have this insecurity. Like, how am I going to deal with it?
Right. And people jump into relationships one after another. I call it Tarzan swinging. I think I had a better term for it. Oh, y'all swinging into relationships like Tarzan from vine to vine.
You
feel
right.
me? Okay.
That's creative.
Feel
I see
me?
what you did
Okay.
there.
Feel me,
I
B?
dig it. I dig it.
You can let that beat go, though.
But people go from one relationship to the next because they're looking for that comfort or that validation in their insecurities rather than being alone and dealing with those things on their own.
Right. It's hard to be alone, though. It really is. And we don't realize it. It's like, oh, okay, I'm fine. And then you get in those moments when you're by yourself and it's like, oh, shit, I need something to distract me.
When you have to face
I love being
yourself.
alone. I do.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Takes
when
some
you
getting
haven't
used
to.
you haven't healed from those things,
Oh,
it's
for
like
sure.
when you're by yourself, you just think about all the negative things. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You try to find
I
something
think
or
that's
someone
like
to
a
distract you
sign.
from that.
Like, those are signs.
Yeah.
If you can't spend time with yourself,
Right.
you got some.
You got some
looking at it.
100%.
Facts.
The isolation comes before you elevate, you know, the isolation comes before the elevation. You have to learn how to deal with yourself.
Right.
You have to sit in those moments and say, okay, what's wrong with me that I need to figure out before I'm going to elevate to the next level, or you're going to stay stuck at that same level or stay stuck in them same relationships. Like you're saying, you know, you're projecting your insecurities on that person and they're doing the same to you. You're going to stay in that same cycle, whether it's with that same person or the next person, if you don't figure it out so you can move on and move up.
That's real.
I also realize that when we're insecure, we deal with a lot of bullshit that we don't necessarily have to deal with. Like when I was in my relationship, dude was cheating, the dude was lying. I would catch him in lies. 2 days later, I'd be sucking dick. Like it didn't make no sense. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But
That's a
true.
That's Holy shit.
But no,
I thought it was
He's like,
going
I'm not
somewhere
still
else.
heartbroken.
But literally, and then I had to realize, you know, the only reason I was afraid, or I was staying in that relationship, is because I was afraid to be alone. And once I got over that hump, I was happy. I stayed single for 3 fucking years. Listen, I did not bat an eye. Listen, everybody was chasing me. I was like, nah, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm loving myself right now.
I remember doing this. I got cheated on too, and I stayed in my relationship trying to be the girl that didn't get cheated on rather than just leaving.
Yeah.
I was like, let me try to do everything, and work harder to keep this relationship, because I remember my sister, we were in Vegas, and he came on vacation with us.
Oh, you told me this story.
Oof. And it was a terrible vacation. And I remember
Tragic.
telling my sister, I was like, man, I just don't know what to do. We keep getting in arguments. And she was like, why don't you leave him? And I was like, I could do that. I didn't even think it was an option because I was so used to being with this person and constantly trying to make it work.
You was finna leave that nigga in Vegas?
Shit, that would have
parents wanted
been your own way home.
That would have been a smooth ass breakup.
But no, even then I was like, no, but we could fix it. We could work on it. Cause I didn't think that I could find anybody else like him.
That's
like,
true.
When you leave a relationship, it's really like you're out here, and it's like I don't know who my next person's gonna be. It's like all up to
The universe.
fate. But it's like, why don't I just stick with this person who I know I'm gonna
Right.
be able to text in the morning rather than be like, damn.
Then have to learn somebody all new.
Yeah. But we it shouldn't be that way. You know what I
Right.
mean? We shouldn't have to text somebody in the morning. We shouldn't have to need that validation from other people to feel secure about ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a hard process, though, man.
I hate sending good morning texts too. That shit don't make
Boy, don't
make-
expect me to text you when I wake up.
Last thing I
Good
wanna
morning,
do.
beautiful. No, wake up, bitch.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
You got bitch, you got work.
We
gotta go secure this
You
Yeah.
don't have to kick you. Don't put your
Yeah.
face on. I'm dead.
I was so lucky at a very, very, very young age. My dad had taught me to rely only on myself, which is in a sense kicking me in the ass today a little bit, or maybe it's just the environment and people I'm with. But honestly never had a situation where I was like, I needed to have that text. I needed to stay in this relationship to feel something. The longest relationship I've ever had was 3 months because I didn't get treated the way I wanted to. Bye. And so I am lucky in that fact that I haven't had that to go through. But I sit here and friend after friend, serial date after serial date, vine swing after vine swing. I just can't wrap my mind around it. I'm like, go. I'm like, well, go where? Anywhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
By yourself.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just lucky in that aspect.
I feel that. See, I was that girl that wasn't insecure until I got into that 5-year relationship, and then him cheating, and then me comparing myself to all of those women. It made me become insecure to the point where I was like, I need you to validate me and tell me I'm better than these bitches. You know what I mean?
No, I
It
feel
was
that.
tragic.
That's that Pandora's box I'm waiting for us to open.
What
Is
Do we have to
our
go there?
biggest insecurity?
Right? No, we're not getting there yet.
That's cool.
No, actually, we're not.
Too soon.
We're actually not.
That's cool. Yeah,
I'm not ready.
I don't know. I can't really say that I was always insecure. I feel like I have always been insecure my entire life. Or, well, yeah, as long as I can remember since, hitting puberty. And I guess that has to deal with more like traumatic events that happened earlier in my life. But still, I've always felt those insecurities. I guess I can never say I've had the pleasure of being like, no, you ain't treat me right, nigga. I'm finna go. And, and then getting into a toxic relationship where it was like, oh my God, if I leave this man, where am I gonna go? Who's gonna go with him? Nobody else is gonna want me. Only to find out I am the shit. People do want me. It's okay. But I don't know. So yeah, I didn't have that luxury.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I got plenty of insecurities I could dive into.
Oh, for
I've
sure.
just never needed a man to validate them.
Right.
For sure.
No, I've
real.
just been lucky in that realm. Oh, I got problems. I got issues.
You know, I think my insecurities, I've always been insecure too, and never feeling like I was good enough, and like me always dealing with my hair as an issue, and like men
Amen.
commenting on my hair, like, oh, you need to put a weave in. I liked you better with longer hair.
yeah,
like
no.
all that
I liked
stuff.
your hair curly.
wish
I
a
liked it
nigga
when you
would.
straightened
Yeah,
it.
being too skinny, being
like
too
it.
Why is it short
too
now?
light. Like it was,
somebody
I was always insecure. So the first kind of like whoever was interested in me that I was interested in, I was like, okay, well, I got to do this because
Right,
who else
this
is
is
gonna
it.
be
Nobody else
interested
is
in
gonna
me?
take the bait.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think too, dating, I think that's why my mom always didn't want me to date when I was younger, because it's like awkward when you're young. You know what I mean? Like you feel like you're not good enough. Nobody knows themselves when they're that
Right.
young. And
Right.
then you get one person that's interested in you and like, oh, well, he's my forever. And it's
Yeah.
like,
You
no.
don't even know what's.
You go to Champlain Park High School. There's only 700 people here.
Yeah.
Half of them are males. You know what I mean? Like this is a very small selection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I remember leaving my relationship too and going to the club, and I was like, damn, nobody's interested in me. So I went back to my ex because I was like, it's hard out here.
He's like, oh, you're back.
Yeah.
I've been waiting.
He's like, I knew. Yeah.
Every time I went to the club, I walked out with a new boyfriend. My
okay.
whole
You
ass.
are sick.
I never walked out with a new
You are
boyfriend, but I
sick.
always walked
right.
out with a
What club
pocket
were
full
you
of
going to?
numbers.
don't judge her.
Always.
What club were you going to walking
Oh,
out with? You were.
It's easy. Let's be
So-
honest.
It
These
is. I just
niggas
wanna
know. I got
swing
hella
it.
numbers.
Just for
Yes.
laughs, I want to
It's
know
not
what
that
club
easy.
so I can laugh.
I was at Aqua.
I thought Aqua.
Depends on
No,
where you
I
are.
went to Thought
I've never been to Aqua.
when I was
I hate that
single,
place.
and I had this, man, I was looking good as hell. And I
Good
I
as
had the
hell. She
picture.
had
I
a
was
whole
like,
memory.
I got the picture because I was like, this is the best I ever looked. And I went.
And I was like, I don't know if there's no top of this night.
I need to lose weight or something. But anyway, I went into the club and I sat down. This dude finally sat next to me, and I was like, okay, here we go. Somebody finna chop me up. He was like, oh my God, I love your dress. I was like, fuck.
There you go. No,
Yeah.
I remember. I don't really remember. I
She
got
was like,
really
"It's
drunk.
cute,
We
ain't
went
it?"
in. I just started making out with some dude, and yep. In the middle of the club. I'm so. That was not my proudest moment.
No,
It happens.
making out with random bitches at the club was like my way for like last year.
Really?
That was
no judgment.
People just make out with random people at the club.
Yeah.
I've been
I've
wondering because
never-
people
I
be
will
like
never
throat
have
deep, and
that.
I'm
The
like,
club
do
makes
you
you-
know that person? Because you can't put your tongue in my mouth if you have
Yeah.
not. Like if I don't know you,
The
We're not
club makes you
acquainted.
horny though.
do you know your
Is
tongue
that
is
just
connected
me?
to your?
Thing.
I think
Yeah.
it's the
Oh,
vibe. No, the
yes.
club makes you horny. Like I've
Yeah.
left like
No,
it doesn't.
What?
no.
Not anymore. It stresses me
Shut
out
up.
now.
You know, just
Just
It gives me anxiety.
It stresses me out now, but it used to.
Just the great.
When I get a little liquor in my system, I couldn't feel my face.
Liquor
I was
makes
like,
me
Something about
horny.
being
I could feel
half
somebody
naked
else's face.
in the dark.
Shaking your ass.
With
Horny ass.
vibration.
Are you sure it's not the
Shake some
alcohol?
more.
Because alcohol makes me horny. It don't matter.
It
if it's
depends
sober or
on.
not.
It depends on
I
what
could
I'm
be
drinking.
horny right now off this Hennessy. Listen,
Amen.
Like,
They over there playing "It's Going Down" by Young Jock. Chanel in there just
Like-
ready. Like,
She said it's gonna
who's
go
trying to fuck
down.
me
It's going down.
Who's
Straight
trying
up, for real.
Who can I go down on?
Oh Jesus.
Who finna take this?
Jesus.
But then I'm like, I'm going home.
Hell.
Anyway,
I mean,
The club
Chanel,
makes
you
Chanel
were
horny.
when I was
That's what we
singing my
figured out.
Sucking dick song. So.
but Clark, no. Okay, this is so many tangents, but I can edit this out. But anyway, we were at the club, and the dude was like, he was fine, and he was like, He was like, what are you doing after this? And I was like, I'm going home. And the whole ride home, Clark was like, Chanel, you just need to get some dick. Like, you just go out there and have sex. Just go through your whole face. I was like, girl, I'm going home.
I'm going
I
home.
don't blame you, girl. That's how I end all my nights at the club now. I'm like, nah. This really stresses me out now.
Yo, I'll be out
Man.
the club by like 1 now.
Yeah,
I'll be
man.
tired.
What?
See,
We
if
too
I
old.
go,
I don't even go to the
stay
club.
out.
Yeah.
But I
Like
don't
Clark
go to the
invited us to the club
often.
last week in Bay, and I fell asleep. Listen,
Yeah, like-
it's not for me.
Listen,
Like,
if you see a
girl,
guy
you
at the
didn't
bar
miss
with his head down, looking like he's asleep, just let
It's
me
Juwan.
be, fam.
It's me.
Just let me
Let
be.
me be.
Mind
Here
you,
for my friends.
Let's
Wake me up when the chicken wings come through. We
Right.
cool.
Right.
Ask for
I
extra
love
ketchup
chicken
for the
Or when
fries.
you
All
about
that
to roll
matters.
one. Only wake me
Amen.
up. Buying drinks, rolling one, or there's food coming.
The club makes me
know.
feel horny and hungry for chicken. No,
Or
Clark?
tacos.
That's a crazy combination.
Or
Tacos.
tacos.
Like-
Because tacos are always
I
open
really
after the club.
want- Ooh,
There's
yeah,
always tacos
tacos.
somewhere.
Yes.
Can we talk
Taco
about the
Bell.
insecure people that are in the club though?
Oh. Damn,
Anyways,
she just
back
turned
to
it up
the
on
great
insecure.
y'all.
transition.
You're
'cause
welcome.
That was
Nine-
beautiful.
90% of the people in the club are insecure.
Yeah.
That's why they go to the club.
Right.
And they post
Getting
pictures
dressed
of what
up.
they're wearing. Boy, I'd be like, y'all really insecure out here fishing for some attention
Yeah.
because that outfit does not fit, honey. And the pose that you're
frying
I'm sorry, let me stop.
Somebody
I'm not
know
even
it.
frying nobody. I'm just
you
I just
frying.
no because
You are.
okay, I'm frying a whole lot of people but nobody in general cuz I'm like, dang. Like why?
And I think
that's the only thing I think is why.
right because it's like
I know how I look in outfits.
Right.
Or I know how I feel. I'm not out here looking for somebody to like validate me, but I feel like I can tell when people are fishing for it and it hurts me. So I don't look at people's
I
Instagrams
think
on
that's another
Fridays
reason why
and
the club
Saturdays.
annoys me because it's just like a bunch of fake people that are dressed up, don't want nobody to dance with them, but y'all are there.
Taking
Y'all
videos.
you got that cute to stand around.
Everybody's
I
stunting
can be that
for
cute
the
in my
gram.
house in comfort,
Honey.
Like, I don't got
And get some dick.
Facts,
Right.
B.
Without the
Listen.
struggle.
and I made my own chicken wings. What's up?
Okay? And they
I
better
had
than
to
the
spend
club.
no money.
And I ain't pay $400 for that bottle.
Right.
Right.
No,
Pause.
the people that be flexing let me back it up. The men that be flexing in VIP are something else
Insecure.
to me.
Insecure.
Y'all jumped-
and
y'all-
we don't talk about men insecurity, but men are
No.
so insecure.
They're the biggest. That's why they flexing with the booths and the
Yeah.
money.
And the girls
you wanna
that
say,
wear the
Juwan?
dresses that
And
ain't
the
even really
bottles.
that cute, hun.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
with the busted
women.
bundles.
Because the
and
women
stuff
be
for another
out.
day.
The
Honey,
women
we
be
know
out.
that. That's like a general thing. Men don't talk about
Everybody
this.
knows that. We all know. Like a lot of the times, we just don't mention it because we know that the ones that be showing out, having all about it, like we know men know what's up with that. Like, don't get me wrong, there's real ones doing that, but a lot of times those are ones that are like, oh, let me get those girls that are not in VIP, bring them up here. Like we know what's up, we just don't mention it. But the women in there,
Honey, it
I
could
was
go
gonna bring it
both
back.
They're
ways.
fishing for it. Does it
Yeah,
goes
yeah,
both
yeah,
ways
yeah,
though.
that's too
It
much.
goes
Listen,
both ways.
Insecure men
insecure
are looking
men
for
go
the
to the
insecure
club
women.
to
Yeah.
find the insecure women. That's it. It's full of insecure
nah,
men
they're not,
and
though.
women
They're
at the
not looking for
club.
each other. They're looking for the ones that are not, and then they try to manipulate.
But those
No,
people aren't
that's
in the
not
clubs
true.
flexing.
I was just gonna say they aren't in the club wearing.
You know where that man
nothing,
is?
you
Sleep.
know.
I do be sleep.
He be sleep because he either got something to do in the morning, like work, or because he works for himself, and maybe he's going to the coffee shop to handle some business and look at his stats.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like, who are you
But-
thinking about?
Say it again.
One more
You know,
time.
but if you're out there, hit
Describe
me
this
up,
man
okay?
further. He has a plan.
But those men aren't in the club partying until 2 a.m. looking for little thotties to dance with.
Side note, best type of man is the man that's like, let me check my schedule. I hate
man,
niggas with no
check
schedule.
your schedule,
Anyway,
please.
let's get back to our.
You can fit in some
Chanel's
sex
out here
with
on the
me.
hunt for somebody's
Let
son.
me ask you, I'm gonna circle it back. Let me ask you this: Where do you think? How has your insecurities transformed from when you were younger to when you were in your adult years?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think that means
Oh.
we need to talk about what our insecurities are.
I can,
Past
I can start. We'll start with our like
Past and present.
as a
Shit.
kids. Mine was my body because I was fat when I was younger, and like I was super like I wasn't like keep my shirt on in the pool insecure, but niggas was not trying to take their shirt off. Like I remember the first time I noticed I had stretch marks, I was probably like 11, 12 maybe, and I cried. Like I was soft. I was like, damn.
Oh, Jawan. I just wanted to give him a hug.
Jawan, bro, like, oh, Jawan.
Little Jawan didn't get no love. That nigga was soft. But it's just funny now.
Like
You're not sitting right there.
Nah.
I love dad bods.
Well, that's what I'm
Dad
now.
bods.
Now, like, I
Like,
have
extra
Sally, and I'm like,
phone,
what the
me
fuck?
this
Not a
Right,
dad,
baby.
not a dad bod though.
I'm like, hey, yo, ain't
Clark
no
is
six pack
disgusting.
right here, bitch. Like, you finna rub my shit.
Bitch, don't raise your eyebrow at me.
You even rub my belly.
I'm sorry. I judged
No.
It's
people
been
that.
a very long time since sex, and I'm reaching my peak.
Dad bods.
I think
Hairy taco meat chest.
I like the chest
I mean,
hair.
I don't know.
Listen, shout out to Matthew John. I might be horny.
Hennessy, I tell you.
I had like one shot. Anyway, I think growing up, my insecurity stemmed from the words that people said to me, if that makes sense. Like, you know, you're so thick, or you're pretty to be a dark skin girl. Like, a lot of it was stemmed around my skin color. And I didn't really realize that until I got older. But I'm like, damn, I was insecure as fuck. Like, and then being surrounded by people that were fair skinned. My mom's lighter than me. Growing up, my brother was lighter than me. My sister's lighter than me. It's just like, where do I fit in? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Now, I don't even want to talk about my insecurities now. It's another story for another day.
We gonna talk about
No, we're not.
Bring it on up.
No. Well, mine, one just being mixed and never knowing where I fit in, and people always telling me that you're not black enough to be black, you're not Asian enough to be Asian, and just being like, well, what the fuck? What am I?
Who
then?
am I?
Who am I? I remember sitting down at the table and this girl was like, you can't sit here. It was a lot. I was really, I was a smart kid in school. I was in all advanced classes. So I was with all the white people, and I definitely did not fit in with the white people. And so I just went through middle school just not fitting in anywhere. And when I was 10, I got all my hair cut off because my parents was putting relaxers in my hair. I got nigga hair, as Jan pointed out on her podcast. I got nigga hair. And my parents were like perming my hair a lot when I was younger, and
To
so
make it more manageable, quote
yeah,
unquote.
and all my hair like broke off, and so I didn't have hair. And then my dad took me to this lady. She cut all my hair off, and then I went through a whole phase. Everybody saying you look like a boy. My whole middle school trying to grow my hair out, and people telling me you look better with longer hair. You're not pretty when you have short hair. Like all of these things of just high school that just
that barber lined you up. Gave you like a taper.
yeah, pretty much. I looked in the mirror like, what the fuck? And then my little brother came in, and he was, you know how kids will tell you the truth. He was like, I don't like that. You look like a boy.
Said,
And I was like,
you.
I started crying. I was like 10.
He don't like it.
Facts.
But it was just the longest dealing with that, being skinny, having skin problems, and just like, I'm still working towards being secure with myself, and I feel like I'm mid-glow, but I finally am to the point where I'm like, damn, I look good. I don't feel like that every day, but it is like
Nobody does.
less of needing that validation from somebody that I did in the past than what I need now.
And I just want to say that middle school and high school is a rough ass place. Listen, I would never go back.
Yo, school hard knocks. I'm definitely
Not
sending my
middle
kids there,
Not
though.
Middle school was terrible because you got a
definitely
bunch of
sending
kids
my
that don't
kids
know
there,
shit
she
about
said.
themselves, and because
Shit, I
they don't know
learned a
shit
lot
about
of life
themselves, they're
lessons.
sitting there
They're projecting onto
projecting.
everybody
Exactly.
else.
It's like, I don't love
Yeah.
myself, so therefore I'm gonna make you feel like shit about
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
I be
Yeah.
wanting to
Middle
take
school and
my
high school is
belt
the
off at
worst.
Any middle school kid, they always got an attitude.
Facts.
Like, sit here, little nigga.
Calm the
You don't
fuck
even
down.
know life yet.
are hard.
Hormones
their
are
hormone
hard.
I don't know
monsters,
why I'm
bro.
angry, but I'm angry. Look at
Yeah.
Hormones are hard. What are we talking about?
Who
Insecurities
wants
when
to
you're
go?
young.
When you're
me or
younger.
you?
Is it me or you?
Me or you?
Oh God, it's you.
Okay. Growing up, I was a fat kid too, and on top of that, I was a horse girl. So I would like literally run around pretending to be a horse at recess. That was me. I was that girl.
No, you
I
weren't.
was.
I might have fried you, Clark. That's okay.
No.
I love horses
I was
too,
a horse
but
girl.
not in
I was
public.
a
You was
hardcore
a
horse girl.
thoroughbred.
Honey, I could name
done with
almost
Juwan.
every breed
No, I'm
of
asking you,
horse.
what did you envision yourself
I wanted to
as?
be a nab strap because they were black and white. Nobody even knows what that
I
is.
thought you was like a stallion or something.
Right.
No,
All right, give me your bag, though. Go ahead.
Spirit was my favorite movie. Shout out. But no, I was quirky and weird and could run faster than the boys, which they hated, and like was athletic and aggressive, but like weird. And so after a while, going through middle school was fine. Definitely in middle school, I had mostly white friends, and so because growing up in Maple Grove, that's what I had as an option mostly, and so even once moving into high school, Black girls didn't want to talk to me. They were like, we have nothing in common. Like, why are you sitting here? You're not a part of it. All my white friends, I'd be their token Black friend. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
Yep.
And so I had like my identity insecurities that I was trying to figure out. And then on top of that, I was so bad, middle school, high school age. It was my sophomore year of high school. I decided I'm not going to be weird and nerdy anymore. And so I did some things that not super proud of. 7th grade, I lost all my baby fat because I started running track. I got these bad boys, my little boobies. They were little at first, so there was that. Now they're not anymore.
At first.
They all start
They all
off.
Mine
start
stayed little.
They were like a B for a steady forever, and now I'm at like, I'm pretty sure I'm close to an E. I gotta be careful.
An
over here.
E. I'm not even close to an E. Hold on.
No, because I'm like moving into triple D's, which is like arguably
I'm
an
not
E.
there.
I was just like, girl, you should be past that.
No.
Everybody measures
not.
differently.
Double
It
D.
depends on where you go.
But anyway,
Awkward ass
Should we
conversation.
titties? Everybody show your
Let's
titties.
compare on the car ride home.
How about right now? I want to
let's
see
just whip
titties.
them out for the podcast. No, but I got a whole new friend group of people I considered popular.
JK.
I only started like sleeping with athletes, doing all that whole shit.
Oh, you
and
went through a
doing-
rebrand.
I went
A
complete
rebrand.
which is probably what makes me so good at my job because it was very successful.
I see that.
And that's another thing too. Like I don't know what it is about middle school and high school, but it's just not cool to be smart. It's not cool to read books. I remember I got fried. I got
read,
fried.
bro. They fried my ass, but I'm running around like.
No, you just.
That's why you got fried. That's why you got fried. But I remember.
How you running around like a horse, though, Clark?
Fucking
Like I remember that girl. I was friends with her because I was the nice girl. I was
See,
the
but
nice
the
girl,
thing
and I
is,
was friends with her.
I was friends with everybody too because I had to.
But
be
I was
the one
like,
nobody
you
wanted to be
gotta
my
stop
friend.
doing that. Like,
I feel
No,
it.
I remember I got fried one time in the movie
I had the best
theater.
sleepovers.
In like
Sorry.
7th grade, we went to go see Harry Potter the Goblet of Fire, and I was that kid that read everything. So like I'm on this double date in the 7th grade, right? And I'm telling them
That
what's
was the
gonna happen in the
movie, though.
movie, and they looking at me like, "Bitch, you're weird." And I'm just like, "It's Harry Potter though. Like
how do you
doesn't
not
love
know?
Harry Potter?"
Well,
You know
that
what I
was
mean?
back in the day when you'd pay to make out.
Yeah,
Like you
true.
go to the movies to pay to make
True.
out with
Oh,
people.
yeah.
Well,
Oh, I was really there for the movie though. My nerd.
I
I
ass.
can
feel
relate to that one.
me either,
that was
Juwan. Me
Sherlock
either.
Holmes 2012.
She must have let me put it on blast real quick.
that was recent.
Wait, I have a $5 bill in my pocket for anybody who can tell me what the football movie with Keke
The Long
Palmer.
Fuck. I was just about to say
Damn
that.
it.
You
I
beat
need
I lost my
$5.
virginity to that movie. I paid for that. That's the only movie I paid to do anything stupid in. And let's
least
be
you
real,
tried.
it was really
What
dumb.
what were
Yeah,
your
go
past
ahead,
insecurities?
Lily.
But anyways, talking about that led right into it actually. Hey, what were my insecurities? I don't know. A lot of what Chanel said was like probably the same for me. I was, the mixed kid, which you were not black enough to be black, but not white enough to be white. I never hung out with the white people. Well, I can't say I never did. I did, but I never fit in, and I didn't like it, and they didn't like me very much. So I always hung out with the hood folks because them are my people. But I came from having my family being like, we got black family members, all my white kids, all my white cousins and whatnot. We got black family members, so I had to be the hood family member for them and their people and beat all their friends up. But then, like, my black people were like, girl, who are you? You white, you this, that, and the other thing. So I just struggled my whole life trying to figure out, like, am I black? Am I white? Like, where am I in this happy medium? I was also the smart kid. I was in all the advanced classes, so I hung out, or, like, I was surrounded by all of the people who were more fair-skinned in those classes. And I don't know. I just didn't ever really fit in right. And I had skin issues, and I never knew what I wanted to do with my life. I was dealing with a lot of just like family issues and trauma, so I cut my hair all the time, or I was doing whatever I wanted to do. I've always done whatever I wanted to do, and I have zero problem with that, and I will fight you if you say otherwise, which is what I did a lot through middle school and high school. And that's how I got over my insecurities, was beating people up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally just kidding. I'm still working through them. It's a process. Life comes with a lot of just everything, like road bumps, but it's just a process of working through it. For myself recently, I guess what I've found is it's so much easier to speak life. So I can't say that I don't deal with insecurities right now, but for me, I wake up every morning, I look in the mirror, and I tell myself 4 great things that are going to happen that day, or 4 great things about myself. And I give myself those affirmations, not because I need it from anybody else, and not even because I need it from myself, but I just want to speak that positivity like into my life and over my day. And that's been something that really helps me me. Like, I don't struggle with those same insecurities every day because I'm talking it to myself as soon as I wake up. Like, you're gonna have a great day. You're awesome. You're amazing. You're beautiful. You're smart. You're gonna solve somebody's problem today. Ooh, I'm smacking things, getting all inspirational.
Okay, Pastor Kelly.
But that's something that helped me. Like, I've noticed, like, I have happier days. I have clearer skin when I'm freaking speaking to myself in the mirror about how great I am. Like, just the little things. So yeah, that's that. I went from like hating myself every single day to like, boy, you just gotta be your own best friend.
I got a question for the ladies in the room. As your body changed,
Honey.
did it? Okay, I got titties and I was like, oh shit, everybody likes me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm so insecure about this.
When I was running track.
Yeah, okay, that's the guy too.
Okay.
Is it too? Is it? Wait, what happened?
No, and my thing is
What
now,
happened?
My balls. And people start calling it. I was like, oh, we got to ask now. Do I? Like, oh shit.
Is that a good thing? Oh.
Right, exactly.
Well, my thing is my body has changed now because growing up, I was in volleyball 24/7. I kid you not. I didn't have so I could still be that weird girl because I was on the court. So, and I was wearing these tiny little butt sucking cheeks shorts, so nobody really said nothing to me. But I was so used to working out twice a day, going from volleyball practice in the morning to track practice after school to volleyball practice again. Like, I could eat 2 Chipotle burritos and feel nothing. Like, I would be like, all right, let's go again.
Metabolism.
So, yeah, my metabolism was nuts, which was great going into freshman year of college because I could drink like a whole bottle of Jack and not feel shit. Anyway, so, but now I'm at this point in my life where, like, you retain weight. I can't eat 2 Chipotle burritos.
When that metabolism starts slowing down.
Slowing down.
We're not
And now I don't even know like what
old.
losing weight is. I've never done it. Like I went from like losing my baby weight, but that was just because I was in track.
Right.
You know, like I know, right? I'm gonna start working out.
Hit me up.
I'll start working out with you. But yeah, like growing, I was even just gonna ask, like, not only with body image, like how have these things changed? Kind of like Jawan asked, like how have they changed from them to now?
I remember
Pandora's box is
I
remember in like 5th and 6th grade, and I don't know if this happened at y'all's, what is that, elementary school still, but we used to pass around notes and it would be like the top 5 and it'd be the top 5 prettiest girls, the top 5 biggest booty, the top 5 this, that, the other thing,
top 10
and we would get, or the top 10, top 5 and 10, and we would compete for like this was a freaking reality show. But those were those things, like, even at that young of an age, for me it was like, oh my god, do I have the biggest booty? Am I the prettiest mixed girl? Like, we would have these, and so for me it's always been something that I looked at, like, dang, let me check my butt, dang, how do I look compared to that girl? At such a young age, it's so sick how like early we embed that. But you know, as my body, because back then, I mean, I was up there for the booty. Like I said, I've been built like my mama since forever, so I was up there for the booty category. But you know, I was like, I really can't lie. I've been winning all my life. No, I'm just kidding. But once like my body actually started to change, because I thought I had like a cute little body back then, and even in high school and middle school, I was like, well, you know, I'm thick, I'm cute, I'm this. I guess for me it changed differently. Once I got out of high school, I lost like 25 pounds. And I thought I was fit and fine and cute. And all of a sudden these other curves kicked in. And I was like, honey, look at that Coke bottle figure. And them insecurities went away from me. So I guess it changed differently, because I was more like, oh my God, I got to be cute. I have to have the biggest butt. I have to have the smallest waist. And now I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, I was the girl that used to... I think y'all know those people where they're like, oh, I'm just so ugly, and then somebody comes in, they're like, no, you're not.
Yeah, we know.
I was always that person that was like,
which one?
Oh, I just don't feel the one. That
I was like, which one?
Like, I just don't feel confident in myself. Why? You're pretty.
Awesome.
You're
the
this.
fishing
You're
for
that. Like, I would
one?
fish for compliments all the time, even as an adult. Like, I don't know, but I think now I'm learning that it is what it is. Like, I am who I am. I used to walk into the club and like wait for a guy to look at me, or I would say like, oh, I just don't feel pretty today. But now I'm just like, fuck it.
I'm walking in and you gonna get me how I come.
Little bit.
But it's mostly fuck it. It's mostly like I got dressed, I looked in the mirror, I feel good about myself. I don't need it. If it comes along, it's nice. But I went from needing it to being like, oh,
It's a side
I
dish.
appreciate that.
Right.
I think growing up, a lot of my insecurities were physical. I'm that girl that can go to the gym and lose a bunch of weight and then gain it right back, and it's like, oh shit, I hate myself. Fuck, why did I do that to myself? But I think now my insecurities aren't so much physical, but they're more so with my talents.
That's good.
I'm that person that like hid their talents away from the world, and then all of a sudden it's like, Jan, you're a poet. Jan, you can sing. Jan, you can do all these things, and it's almost like I feel the need to compete and prove myself and
That's
post on
good.
social media
That's
to
true.
validate, have people validate like, you are a fire poet. Oh, thank you so much. I do that.
Like,
You know
I knew
what I
that.
mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I know that I got some extra baby fat, not even baby fat that I need to get rid of, but I'm not even worried about that. Like, cause I
The way
told
you
y'all,
said it, I just loved it.
it's not baby fat. Listen, let me be real. Because I can be confident with my body because I have a man who literally like hugs and kisses my fat. You know what I mean? So that's not an issue for me. I'm sorry.
Yes,
like,
girl.
emotional
Yes.
Those men are winning. Do it.
Jan reminds us how lonely we are.
True.
Like, damn.
But I think more
Thank
so
you, Matt,
it's
for
like-
treating her right.
Yeah.
I think more so it's me at the age of 26 comparing myself to the world around me and social media. And it's like, oh, this person's doing this. I feel like I'm not doing enough. You know what I mean? And
That's true.
and having that confidence in myself, like, you are fierce, you are talented, you are creative, you are an artist, and you don't have to compare yourself to anybody else and what they're doing in their journey. So
Better preach.
that's my insecurities as of right now. You know, I'm gonna still be in the gym though. Catch me on Saturday
What
morning.
they say,
what's up?
comparisons are the worst
You
form
gonna
of
go
something.
It is.
Mine is related a lot to interpersonal relationships, especially with women. So my biggest insecurity is I'm never good enough. Like I've had this obsession with being the best. Like in anything I want to do, I have to.
Ooh, talk about it.
Like I have to be first.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like I've noticed that especially nowadays, a lot of women have that ex that they're carrying baggage with now.
Yeah.
So now I feel like I'm always in competition with that. And I always feel like, damn, I'm never gonna beat that.
Right.
Like, or like I feel like there's a lot of women out there who always still have that one guy where if he gets his shit together, that you know that.
Their back burner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
So it's like I feel like I'm always in competition with the past. And for me, it's like I don't have a past. Like there ain't no skeletons in my closet. I don't like. There's no competition there. So like I always feel like I have to beat that, and I'm always competing with that, even when I'm not. So
Would you allow yourself to have that and actually be in their shoes to understand it?
and well, like think about I have
Like
somebody.
you having somebody from the past.
Well, I mean, I have a girl. I'm like, yo, she gets her shit. Yo.
Okay.
He's got it
so-
going down.
Yeah. No, but I don't talk to her. But I'm like, yo, fam, listen.
But still, we like
Follow
no,
back
I
real
don't-
quick.
That reminds me though, because when I say currently I go into the club and I'm like, I don't give a fuck if he look at me or not. I think my insecurity is I just assume he's not, or I just assume I'm not the girl they're looking at, because I've always I'm not the ugly friend, but I'm the friend that doesn't get the attention right
plan,
away.
yeah.
So I just assume like he's not looking. I think that's my insecurity where I'm like, oh, he ain't gonna talk to me anyway, or I'll meet a guy who's fine and I'm like, oh, he's not gonna be interested.
And everybody has those friends where it's like it depends on where you are with what friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have certain friends that I hate going out with them because I never get attention because
Yep.
they're all shorter and tiny, and I've always been this 5'10"
Yep.
behemoth lineman
I got
of a
this
woman.
one friend who is so pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah.
We go out, she gets so much free shit. Like everybody's like, "Oh my god, you are so beautiful," and I'm walking next to her like, "I tried
Thank you.
today, but
Do you-
okay."
And then I sit here and I think
Yep.
though, like if she doesn't get like. I don't know her. Like I might, but I'm like not speaking on her. But like my sister, if she doesn't get that constant validation, and she'll speak on it. Like she call in and speak on this. She's like, if I all of a sudden don't get one validation one time, I completely collapse
Wow.
inside.
That's
So
crazy.
Which
that
is worse.
insecurity sits at such a surface level.
That's crazy.
That we don't. All we are blinded by is all the things that they get, all the things. And she's like,
Yeah.
I go home. Like she's like, I might get out of 15 messages, I'll only get 14, and that one bugs the shit out of me.
You know, that's crazy because I remember, I'm not going to put this friend on blast, but I feel like we all know this friend in the room. I remember we went on a trip to Las Vegas and we were all popping, you know, that's when I was in my little fitness phase. So my body
you were so banging when you were in Vegas. I was so jealous. I was like, she living her best life.
I
Listen.
mean,
Anyway, so I was popping and I was on this friend's Instagram and on her Snap story, and people kept DMing her about me. I'm not even that girl that fishes for, like, I post
Right.
pictures of myself because I like myself
And
genuinely.
I
and
like to
truly.
look at it. Shit, I watch my own Instagram
You know,
stories.
like, literally. And so she was like, wow, so all these people commenting on you and not on me. And I was just like,
Jealousy monster coming
I
out.
was just like,
Because they see you every day on your Snapchat, bitch. They don't see me.
like, you posted all these thirst traps for this validation. It's just
Yeah.
like, you know you look good, so why do you need that
Need that.
validation
Yeah.
for people to tell you,
Insecurity.
you know what, you're right, that's
You know
what
what's
it
so
is.
funny is I kind of have the opposite problem with Chanel, whereas like, I feel like nobody's paying attention. I've had this problem where I'm always thinking everybody is paying attention and like criticizing me for
That's
every
so
little
true.
thing.
Wow.
So like, especially when I get dressed to go places, like it will take me a long ass time. I'm thinking like, damn, when's the last time I wore this? Or damn, how does this match with this? Like it's like
Yeah.
I feel
it's
like we're all
little
gonna be
things.
closer after this episode.
are.
This is true though.
No, that was a perfect segue.
Juwan, oh sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I feel that. Like I struggle. I do. I feel like everyone's staring at me all the time, and I'm like, oh my god, they're judging me. They're judging the way I walk. They're judging the stain on my pants. They're judging. Look at my left shoe. What? Everything.
Or like if I'm gonna post something on social media, I'm like, damn, when's the last time I wore this? And they're gonna remember like, damn, they think this nigga's broke.
Dang, I had this right. Yep.
I am broke.
I was
nigga.
gonna,
Right.
I was gonna
Like I
say,
do wear the same outfit every now and then.
I bought it. I'm gonna wear it.
I do have a washing
Once
machine.
I wash it in the laundry.
Also, I was gonna say too. I think one of my insecurities. This actually just hit me this year, but in college, I was that bitch. Like I was 2-time president of the BSU. Like everybody on campus knew me. Everybody's teacher, everybody's mama. You know. And then I go from being in college, being that bitch, to not doing anything for a little bit, and I was just like, oh shit, you know what I mean? And it was almost like I didn't realize that pumping of that ego did something for me. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden when you're not doing anything, it's like, oh.
Ego pumps come in so many different ways.
No, different phases, and it's just like shit.
I know you
that bitch
mentioned
anymore,
that was
but
a
I am
segue.
still that bitch.
Just
Oh no,
something
both
so-
of those are perfect segues.
Right.
My problem now is I fear literally every step I take, people are gonna figure out I'm a fraud. That is it. Every step I take, they're gonna
through it.
find out she's not perfect. Like what she does fuck up, and like I can see her and be like, yeah, I fuck up, but in my head it's like me confessing that, so you can't pick that apart from me. I put everything out front, so you can't pick it
can't
apart.
strip it from
You
Right.
can't strip it from me. I put it all out there, so you can't take it because I
Right.
put it out there. But at the end of the day, like if you really do start seeing behind this curtain ultimately of, especially because since I went from being like really weird like super weird to like honestly I was dating Minnesota's Mr. Football. I was getting into clubs. I was doing stuff. I was out here living Kardashian lifestyle for like a little bit.
In Minnesota terms.
In Minnesota terms. In Minnesota terms. So let me slow down. Minnesota terms. And so, but the thing was, is like, I felt like I had my silver platter, right? But it was constantly sitting on top of a bunch of rocks.
Yeah.
And so it was just waiting for one person to just go ding, and it would all just flip out and fall over. I work on the like every day at work. I walk in and I'm like, okay, like I'm meant to be here. I'm qualified for this. I'm at like yesterday, I was telling Juwan, I made one slip up and I thought everything was gonna crumble.
Yeah.
But then I have to remember like I'm human. And so yeah, I guess that's kind of the biggest thing. And then also like now going into the clubs and things like that, I've gained weight since then, but I got my boobs, so I'm not too mad. But like, I got my gut that came in, and I'm starting to lose ass mass. I'm not happy about it. I just gotta start going
Hold
to
on,
the
let
gym.
me say this too. Like a lot of women be like so insecure about the little stomach they
Little
got.
pooch.
Listen, we like that.
I learned.
We like that.
I've learned.
Baby, I want to hold that when I'm
She was like,
cuddling
maybe
with
I
you.
won't come
I had
to
to
the gym.
learn.
Right, I'm like,
Stop sucking that in. Let me rub
I've been
on
trying
that,
to get
baby.
rid of that.
Come on.
I had
know,
to
but then
learn.
you
I'm still
have
gonna get rid of
these-
mine.
But then you have
Right.
all these, especially like the Kardashians that literally shave ribs out of their bodies so their body looks a specific
And then
way.
tell
their
everybody
stomach
that
is
they're
completely
natural.
flat,
And you got
it's all
social
natural.
media that
and
with
it's like
these
you see all the
picture-perfect
likes
girls.
and you see all the validation. You
Yep.
see them as screensavers, T-shirts, as the dream girl. Oh, if I had a celebrity pass, it would totally be Amber Rose. Like it's like you see this, and then I look in the mirror and I see this, and I go, I will never be that.
So
Why
you'll just
try?
settle for
Right.
me.
Like no one is gonna settle for my ass. No
Yep.
one is gonna like that. So I go in the club in the Spanx and I'm strapped in, and to pee it takes 20 minutes, and like all the trying to find all the outfits that fit my body right, because everything is Fashion Nova size and nobody actually built like that except for Leah and like all this shit out here.
No facts. You know,
But not even. I'm like a bitch be struggling too.
I had to learn that the hard way. And Matt basically had to tell me, because I was like down on myself, like, oh my God, I gained so much weight. These pants don't fit anymore. And he's like, you know, you realize you're not always going to look like this. You know what I mean? He's like, you're sitting here comparing yourself and trying your best to work out and do all these things. He's like, I love you regardless. Not to make y'all feel lonely. I'm so sorry. But at the same time, it's
about
just
your
like,
I had my mom.
Girl, amp his head.
Yo, man.
at the same time, Juwan, you're right though,
We love
because
him
once
too.
he
I
said
know.
that he loved my little
Thanks,
gut,
Matt.
listen,
Yeah.
I've been letting that gut hang, baby. I've been letting it hang.
Come on with it. Like,
I don't
fam,
even care
listen,
anymore. I mean, I care, but I don't care.
That's crazy. I think my biggest insecurity, we all just venting. Fuck it.
People need to hear it.
Yeah.
No, they're not
Be
alone.
vulnerable, be real.
My biggest insecurity has always been my hair. And
talk about it, Chanel.
Yeah.
That 4C, 4B type hair. Oh my God.
I think I got 3C, 4A. I thought I had 4C for the longest, but somebody was like, nah, honey. Because I never saw my natural curl pattern, but when I did, I was like, oh. Anyway, I never had long hair. I had long hair when I was 5. It was like here. And then they started permanent. But I've never had long hair. And I remember always comparing myself to girls who had longer hair. And I was like, they only pretty because they got long hair. And like I've had to embrace my face. And then having acne on top of that to be like, fuck, I don't have anything.
Amen.
But I cut my hair in the summer because I was like, the last time I cut my hair was in a relationship. And my partner was like, why did you do that? Why didn't you tell me? And so I wore wigs all the time because I felt like I had to cover it up. So now... this time when I cut my hair, I was like, I need to cut my hair to do it for me. And I've been damaging my hair so much because I keep trying to straighten it all the time. I cut my hair. All the insecurities from middle school came back. And I was like, oh, fuck.
This is why I hated that shit.
This is why I hated it. But I had to practice like going to the club with my short hair and being like, oh, I don't really like it. And people saying, no, but you look like Jada Pinkett. And I was like, okay. But really, like, it is a struggle. It's such a struggle with my hair even now. Like, with these braids, like, I feel insecure. With my dreads, I felt insecure. Every time I just feel really insecure with my hair. And I'm like, maybe I'm never going to be insecure until I finally grow my hair out. But it's a process for me to try to present myself as I am without my hair. Because so many people have their hair as a crutch and they can put it in a ponytail. Do you know how much I would love to put my hair in a ponytail and I can't? Like, it's just like some of those things that are insecurities for others, other people don't really consider.
Right.
Exactly. I would say, and even some of the same insecurities are different though, because for me and my hair, I grew up, I came out the womb with long curly hair. You know, as I grew up, my hair was down to my waist with beautiful curls. And for me, I always hid behind that, as most girls and women do. Or I can't say we always hide behind our hair, but we do. Honey, you can look a hot mess, but your hair is on fleek and it's... Never mind, that's not the point. But I always hid behind my hair. So for me, I was at a point in my life, it was somewhere in high school, middle school, and I was just like, forget this. I'm not going to hide behind my hair. Like, I want to be confident for me. I shaved my hair off that year. You know, I went bald-headed too, and I had to go through those same insecurities. But I was like, I'm not going to hide behind it. I still, to this day, still struggle. I mean, I have dreads in my hair right now. I was like, I don't want these curls. Like, it got to that point for me where I relied so heavily on, like, dang, I may not be this cute, but my hair is pretty, and I have this, and I have this. So I try to cover those things. So for me, I'm like, I just want to figure it out. I want to be natural. Like, I'm locking my hair. My hair is nappy, y'all. I haven't done my hair in, like, 3 months. Okay, it's been like a month and a half since I had them dreaded, but still.
No, go ahead, because I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about something else. I'm gonna let you go first.
Speaking of hair,
comment
hair.
And then I got another one.
Get your hair out.
No, I think being a girl with nappy Liberian ass 4C hair, it's always been a struggle. My mom constantly perming my hair to make it more manageable, and I have good hair, but growing up you never hear that. And then in TV you see black girls with weaves, you see black girls with braids, you see black girls with everything but their natural hair
or a loose fro, right? Like not even like a real tight fro, like a loose fro.
Exactly. And so not even growing up in college, it was like I realized, okay, Jan, you got hair, you know what I mean? But people don't realize that I have hair because my shrinkage is so bad, you know what I mean? So for me, I think that's one of my insecurities still, is because it's like, is it okay to wear my natural hair? And I got, not to bring up Matt again, but he's like, wear your natural hair, I love your curl pattern, I love this, I love that. And for me, it's just like, cute. I don't know. What'd you say?
I said cute.
Cute.
Oh, thank you.
We all love Matt.
I do.
I love him too.
It gives us hope. It gives us hope.
But even today, I know we're on this movement of like black girls are popping, the afro
black
is
girls
popping.
are fucking popping.
They are, but at
I
the
wanted
same
to be
time,
black
it's just
my whole
like
life.
I think it's also insecurity too, because taking care of natural hair is such a process.
Man.
That people, it's expensive, it's a process, it's time consuming, and I don't got time for that.
And I also think how people, this is the last thing I'm gonna say about this, and then we gotta, okay, and then Clark, and then Jordan. But
and
then no, but it's how people respond to your hair, because I could be like, I want to wear my hair natural and get no looks, and be feeling ugly. Like honestly, my customer service is totally different depending on what my hair is. Like people treat me different. Like if I have my short natural afro, I kind of get the like the transactional or whatever. If my hair is long and curly and I got my weave in, I get the, oh, how was your day? How's everything going with you? And so I've always associated like how society treats me and my hair based off of how I move around in the world. Like even with braids, like I don't like going to Maple Grove because white people be looking at me crazy. But it's all a process.
That's crazy.
I'm on the complete flip side. I got these loose, super loose curls. They're gonna straighten my hair too much. And even when I straighten my hair, oh, you look white. And then I was like, but I don't want to look white
when I first met you.
I know, exactly. And so I get the whole white passing side, and I know I'm not. And so then it's like this whole insecurity of like, but I'm black, but I'm black, but I'm black. Like, listen, like I'm mixed. Like, hear me out for a minute. Like, I'm mixed. And so, not that I'm ashamed of my whiteness in any means, but there's such a cultural attachment to being a part of a community like the black community. And so
we talked about that.
Being like kicked out of it constantly or pushed in a different direction constantly, I got to the point where I wanted to shave my hair off because I wanted to see if I looked more black.
Right.
Like, it was like
preach. I'm like, preach.
Right. And so like I still straighten my hair. I like my hair. I like switching my hair up. That's my
Me
thing.
too.
I like wearing it straight. I also like a curly. I do a no heat summer and my curls all come back, mostly because I sweat my hair out if it's straight in the summer. But it's like this constant battle of going back and forth of to this, to that, not enough this. Like I hear it constantly in our conversation. Enough.
Yeah.
So
that's real.
For sure. I was going to say, I think it wouldn't be fair for our listeners if we don't touch on another place where people are insecure in the bedroom, which is a huge...
Dang, that's so true. Ain't gonna be no postscript.
Which is fine. I think
we got bonus content
for
days.
I know.
I feel like that's a place where like almost everybody has felt insecure.
Lights on, lights off. How you? Ooh, so much.
Honey.
But because lights on, lights off is all about your insecurity level. Let's be honest. You're not gonna have sex with the lights on if you're not thinking you're on point right now. Sorry.
I'm gonna get real deep real quick.
Ooh, get it, girl.
I think a lot of my insecurity in the bedroom came from kids, high school, middle school. You hear, oh, Jan sucked this person's dick, even though I didn't. But it's like it was such a taboo to do sexual things, and then when you actually got into that sexual world, it's like, oh, am I doing this right? Is this right? You know what I mean?
And nobody talked about it.
Nobody talked about it. Now it's like, okay, I've been sleeping with the same person for like 3 years, so it's cool. But at the same time, it's just like I'd be lying if I said I wasn't insecure about riding dick. I've never been insecure about sucking dick though. That is my. But riding dick, especially like with body image, you know what I mean? Like, is he staring at my fat? Is he gripping on my fat? Why he gripping my fat like that? You know what I mean? And it took for a man like Matt to be like, you know what, just do it. And after he told me that, I was like,
Let me say this too. Like, I think a lot of times when people be focusing on shit, we don't be thinking about that shit. We think about, man, am I killing her shit or like?
You probably think about anything else.
Yeah, we're trying to.
Hey, wait! Shout out to Ryan over there with the slow nod.
I've been looking for validation, like you, right?
He's like, is he staring at my hair? No, bitch, I'm not trying to bust right now. I'm focusing on your hair. That's a fact.
Stop.
I think that, and it's funny for me because it's like I don't have that experience, so it's like one of my biggest fears is like I don't want to be in the group. Like, bro, he gave me some whack. Like, this is trash. Because like once you get there, it's like, bro, like it's like there's many
niggas in the group chat.
There's many things you can come back from, but
Not
that's
the group
real
chat.
hard to come back from. You know what I'm saying? So it's like damn, like my experience level isn't as high as somebody else's. So it's like I don't want to be. How do I approach it? I don't. That's the easiest way.
Do you think that's what holds you back or no?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. Like because it's one thing if it's just a random bitch where it's just like, oh, I'm finna get my nut off and chill. But it's like, especially when it comes to a girl like I actually want to be with, or if like it's my girlfriend, then it's like, bruh, I can't give her whack dick. So.
I feel like that's a better opportunity in a relationship because you have the opportunity to learn each other.
That's
what
true.
You like.
Hell no.
I was
first impressions.
Can I ask you a question? And we might have to cut this out, but were you insecure about being like a 21, 22-year-old virgin?
Like the idea of it? No.
Or just
it was more just I don't have the experience was more the downfall for me. It's like, damn, like I don't know how niggas really be like getting down where you know what I'm saying, where I'm really killing her shit type shit.
The relating part.
So it's like that the whole idea of it was not. It was like, I don't give a fuck. It's just like when I'm actually in that moment, like I'm more concerned about like I know a lot of niggas say it's like, but I'm actually more concerned about her getting her shit off because like I want to be
You're a rare breed, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be the one where it's
very
like,
rare.
Shit about him. It's like one of those where like, damn, he was killing my shit. Like I need him again.
Joanna's a unicorn, you guys.
Wow. Joanna, you're a unicorn.
Most niggas be like, let me get this nut off.
I mean,
in 2 hours, I got
just a
you.
random bitch. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. But if it's like somebody I actually want to be with, especially like the first time, with even if you guys don't have that chemistry, it's still like you still have to put it down because you're setting the tone.
Right.
This is what I love, and it's kind of a motto of mine: is not to yuck somebody's yum. So like the beautiful thing is if you go in just with either no expectations, which is hard to do. Like, in anything to go in with no expectations. But my thing is, I'm like, what's something new that you like that I'm gonna learn today?
Yeah.
What's something that I like that I can show you? What's something we're gonna find out together that we both like
You
that
just
could
look
be
at each
very
other like,
interesting? You're like, oh,
It's communication.
Oh, do that again. Okay.
That's
Let's try
what
that
sex
one
is.
again.
It's
Do you
not
like
this shit.
It's nonverbal communication.
Yeah, you don't even have to say it.
You can
Yeah.
tell. And I know that guys oftentimes, like, they have to get in their zone, so they don't get off because they might be liking it, and I'm over here like,
Yeah.
No, actually, no.
let's switch.
Right.
And they're not
I was
paying
just
attention.
thinking today,
I
like,
think
dang,
that
I miss
guys-
that passionate, like,
Girl.
like
That's slow
communicating
stuff.
I can't wait
sex,
till
like that, like.
Saturday. That's all I'm
I know
missing.
you.
It's been a long time.
I cannot
Yeah, a
wait
long
until
time.
my man cleanse if I decide if it's over or not.
Yeah, I can't wait either. I'm like, God, come on.
I think men also
But wait,
are
bring
really
my husband.
insecure about coming fast. And like, I've never been that girl
Honey,
that got
come-
frustrated.
It's a compliment sometimes.
Right? It's an ego boost. Please come fast.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no,
not every
literally.
time,
It
but
is.
sometimes, like,
It
please
is.
As long
let
as
me
there's a
let
round
me
two.
brush my shoulder.
It's an ego
Yeah.
boost now, but
Real
once
quick.
something goes wrong, oh, you 1 minute man ass nigga, get
Oh,
the
I
fuck
had
No,
a
I
30
would never-
second nigga and he redeemed himself round 2. I'm just saying.
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's the first round. Like it was too fast. I think it's the second round.
Yeah.
That matters.
But I've never been offended by like by that because like Aaliyah said,
It's
a
like, let
compliment.
me know.
I've been fucking Matt for 3 years
Yes,
and
the
he still comes
top
fast.
was
Listen, I'm not
fire.
ashamed to say it. Listen, all I'm saying is
Because I mean, you doing it right.
I'm doing it.
I think the only time that I got insecure when having sex was when it was after coming back from him cheating and me feeling
my
like
God,
I
yes.
hope I'm as good as whoever or
my
I hope
God,
I'm good
yes.
enough so
That's
that he
true.
doesn't go to somebody else.
That's true.
And so I did
That's real. Ooh.
like I did everything. Like anything that he asked me to do, I was down for, even if I was uncomfortable. Except for there's like one thing that I won't ever do.
What is
You
that?
want
got
you
no
eat the
idea.
ass?
I ain't going back door. You
I
ain't
thought
putting
so.
shit
I
in
thought
my
so.
ass.
Only if your marriage falls apart. It's only if your
That-
marriage starts to
that's
fall apart.
like,
That's what
what?
I'm saving my for.
Like I
No, marriage fall apart or not, my nigga. That is an exit, not an entrance.
It's not that.
Oh, what?
Yo, that was
I actually
I'm not-
kind of like
I know. I was gonna say I know one guy.
You
who's gonna
can
change
stick
my
a thumb
mind.
in it, and that's about as far
That
as we'll
shit
go.
Oh, y'all niggas
No,
wildin'.
then
like a twice a year
Let
thing,
me
though.
tell you, because niggas be they be
Birthdays and
they
anniversaries.
be in your
baby.
shit and then they try to sneak it in. That you can't do that shit. You need
You got,
lube.
he has to be gentle with it. You got to usually alcohol or drugs have to be involved. It's not something you can just do. You got to set the mood, right?
You need lube for that shit.
You got loose.
Yo, I'm deaf. We're clipping that.
The pastor is back there. Yo, we gotta stop.
Listen.
I feel like
Anyway,
She said, I'm not going.
I was down for anything because I felt like I had to. Because I felt like I didn't want to compare to who he could get, who was
That's
better
true.
than me.
That's a terrible
The
feeling.
worst
though.
and only insecure moment that I've ever had in sex of a guy coming too quick was literally this man entered me, came, got out, was like, I've just never had sex with a black girl before.
Oh,
Lord.
stop it.
And I was like, you can go. You can go. So what you came to is a fetish. You gotta fucking get out of my room right now.
Yeah.
We are not doing this.
Buddy was like, all right, bet.
That's
He
crazy.
was my rebound dick
Yikes.
too, so I was mad. I was like, why'd I waste my rebound on some random ass white boy in South Dakota?
Yeah.
I would just like to say
Not
I've
to
never had
dog
sex with
on
a
white guys,
man,
but
I don't
y'all
think I
need
will.
to impress me still.
Who was talking about sex with a white dude? Oh,
It was probably me.
Yeah.
I've never done
I
that.
probably will not. Matt is the closest thing to sex with a white man. Listen,
I like light skinned guys, so
not having
Let's
it.
be real.
Me some lights.
I don't know. I don't know. Sex and insecurities for me. I don't know. It is such a cliche. I think I've just always had that same like, dang, is he looking at the way like, ooh, my stomach is not fit right now? Like, cause I mean, I'm in the gym a lot. Prior to this, I wasn't always. So for me, it was like, oh my God, like I'm not toned. This is not right. Is he looking at that? Is he looking at this? Or it's just like, wow, I have dimples in my ass. Like, you look at these Instagram girls with these smooth, nice bodies, or these
Oh my
girls who
God,
went and got
right.
their nice little surgeries,
That
and they're
ain't
like
that
bad. And I'm like,
Photoshop
dang,
is-
okay, I'm bad, but I'm like, look at that little pothole back there. It's cool. I named them. We're friends now. No, I'm just kidding. But like, is he looking at that? Is he bothered by that? Does that turn him off? Like, those are the kind of insecurities I think I would get, as well as just like, am I doing it like right? Am I doing it better than the last person? Like, am I up here?
I'll say.
I mean, I'm always up there, I'm
imperfections
pretty
turn me
sure.
on. I love a good imperfection. Like I said, a good dad bod. You got a little something for
I
me to
can
grab
rock with
onto
this in
too.
sex.
Yo,
That's
listen,
weird,
I'm gonna
but-
tell y'all one that for guys, her seeing your dick when it's not hard.
oh.
I love that.
No,
When it
fam,
grows,
listen,
my brother.
I'm not gonna lie. A flaccid penis is the weirdest thing.
Yo, fam.
Girl, I'm sorry.
Fam.
And I'm not speaking on all women. I'm speaking on me right now.
I'm gonna tell you too,
I'm like,
especially if it's cold outside too, man.
It's like,
Yo.
just give me a
Look at that
minute.
dick
I
when
mean,
it's
like,
cold
just bring it
outside.
over here.
Can you
Let
lick
me-
it
Why
just a
your
little
dick out
bit?
if it's cold outside?
Just do
Just put
something, do
your
that
tongue
little
on it.
twirl real quick. Just shake ass just a little bit. Show me a
Show me it, right? Show me a
Come on,
nipple.
just
You
a
got
little
nipple
bit.
rings? Let me see.
What color are they this week?
That is ridiculous.
That's funny as
Damn.
hell. I don't know. If I'm being honest, though, sex is such a vulnerable thing. It's almost hard not to be insecure until
Well,
you
it's
start.
intimate.
It is so intimate, you know. I'm happy we're having this conversation.
You gotta be.
I think we've gotten closer, guys.
We have. Well,
Yeah.
I can't wait to
Do
fuck
we
on
even
Matthew.
need,
That's
do
the
we
side
even need
point.
to phone a friend on this?
What'd you say?
I'm not even gonna lie. Do we need to phone a friend on this?
Shit. Who is he?
His name is I Am Zay. He's the one who bought a T-shirt
Oh,
from
let's
us.
call him.
Yeah, that's
All right,
the homie.
I sent his number to you. It's in your phone.
We gotta be real quick.
We do, 'cause we're gonna do a
He's a
postscript.
talker though.
We're gonna
He be
have
talking slow.
We got
It's okay.
conversation
And we
for
got shout
days.
Ryan too, because I know he has a newborn at home, and like we are like taking up a hella time, and he's
You
helping
have a
set up,
newborn
so-
at home? Oh, how
Well,
old?
he wasn't here for that. I was like,
I
I don't know.
1 week.
I was like, this is how? How
last
many?
week.
Wow,
Shout
a week
out
and
to
2 days.
you.
That's crazy.
Amazing. Baby boy or baby girl?
Who's so precious?
Girls are
So,
so
Jen,
perfect. What's
do you
her
have
name?
kids? You not
I'm
got
like
kids? You
this.
just had one last week.
Right. He just said
That's the
Who's
funniest thing I've heard.
Yara, that's so pretty.
Aw.
Oh my gosh.
Love it.
I need to see a picture. Show me your kid.
What we about to ask the biggest insecure? We just gonna lay it all out there.
Y'all,
I
we
gotta
got
go pick my
26
kid up.
minutes.
Yeah.
And we gotta tear
clean up.
down.
Yep, we got this. We got this, y'all. 10-minute
What do you-
Tell him we have
convo,
to
10-minute
10
postscript,
minutes.
5-minute
What are we
cleanup.
gonna ask him?
Well, ask him what his biggest
Chanel's good at this part.
insecurity is.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
Chanel's really good
You
at
want
this
to open
part.
up like that? That's fucked up.
Why not?
Zay.
Is the mic turned up on the board? Oh no. Come on in, Ryan. Hey, what's
Yeah.
poppin'?
We're getting your mic set up. One sec.
Hey.
Don't do it. Don't amp.
What's happening,
Hi,
bro?
Zay.
You are live on the Ask a Guy podcast. Say what's up to people.
What's up, people? What's up? Thank you for having me.
For sure. Let them know where they can find you at on social media too.
Oh yeah, you can find me on Instagram at IamZay with 3 underscores.
3.
Or you could search me up. I have a podcast as well, Zay Something Podcast.
Okay.
Yep,
Hey.
Hey, appreciate y'all.
for sure.
Love it. All right, we're gonna get to the nitty gritty because we're running a little low on time here. So, could you list your biggest insecurity?
I did not brief you on this episode today. I apologize. We're talking about
to get him like a warm up question.
So,
like, you
Zay-
have to dive right in.
we're talking about insecurities today. And our
I was ready.
top question from the Skreets
want
was, is it your partner's job to, I can't read that far.
Leah's blind.
Is it your partner's job to help fix your insecurities?
So I saw y'all post that on IG.
We
I
did.
said no, it's not. It's not your partner's job to help you through your. It's not their job to, but it is their responsibility to support you while you work on your personal insecurities yourself.
That's
That's
good.
me.
Furthermore,
That's
Real
good.
good.
Furthermore,
Talk that shit.
use that English.
My bad. Furthermore, but being sure not to trigger you, like trigger your.
That's a good point.
Wow.
That's a
Just
really
being
good point.
Conscious of that. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Wow.
From
I like the way
other
you
end.
think.
How we didn't bring that up this whole time
Yeah.
we've been talking. That's
Yeah.
Say
good.
something.
Right.
Okay, say something then.
Podcast.
So if you do have a partner who's insecure, how do you support them through that?
Like I said, just not bring. So if you know what that insecurity is, not bringing it up, especially in front of people, because that's when things.
That's petty.
Like okay, let's say if your girl has a thing with her weight, don't mention anything about her getting a second plate while y'all out with people or something.
That's
Spit some facts.
Yes.
Okay.
And let her
That's right.
pack a plate to go. Okay.
Amen. And watch her feed
Rub
it to
her
her, my
belly.
nigga.
Right.
Matter of fact, you go make the plate so they don't know
oh
what this sounds like.
king.
let them know. Okay. I love food. I know. I'm like, feed me.
King Prince.
Let me ask you this: How
King
how
Prince.
have you handled your own insecurities? You don't have to disclose them if you don't want to, but how have you handled your insecurities?
So I think I'm gonna just speak generally. I think men and women handle their insecurities a little differently. Men usually strengthen other characteristics to draw the attention away from whatever they're insecure about. So if it's a dude
That's good.
bigger or not as attractive physically, he'll be funny. He'll be great with words so that you don't like you you are mesmerized by his personality and not how he looks. You know what I mean? And then
That's
girls
good.
tend to hide their insecurities via like makeup or surgery or things of that nature, where they or wear big sweaters so you can't see that they have a couple extra rolls or something like that. And no offense to any girls, I love my women.
No, I got him.
But you know what I mean? Like they hide it, and men tend to distract. I guess that's the difference.
Wow, that's so
Okay,
good.
That was great.
Spit some facts
It's
then.
already answered my question that we
That was
didn't even
great.
ask today.
Straight to the point too.
So now we're ready. What is your insecurity?
Now that we are ready.
Or at least one of your childhood or younger day insecurities.
One of my biggest insecurities was speaking in front of people, which is crazy because I'm talking to y'all on the podcast.
And you have your own podcast.
Right. And you have your
I
own.
my But yeah, just talking. I used to be a chubby kid, and being in front of people and speaking was like deathly scared. Like I was horrified of it. And my voice was like real girlish, so I didn't like talking to people because then they'd be like, "You sound like a girl." Like I had a real soft voice. So.
Did you kind of use your podcast to, I don't know, counteract that in a sense?
Nah, when as I got older, like I just became more comfortable in who I was, and maybe somewhere around sophomore year of high school, I just kind of went for it. It was like, I'm gonna make this year about like
That's
tackling
good.
all of my insecurities and speaking to people, going out, showing my personality, because I have a lot of personality that I'm not showing to people. I'm quiet, I'm distant. People always asking me what's wrong with me. Ain't no wrong. I just don't like talking to people. So
Amen. Say
I can
that.
relate.
I made myself interact with people more, and it just ever since then it's been easy.
Wow, that's so good.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to
One
stay
fine.
up on like to keep that up. Sometimes I go out by myself. Like I like going out
Preach.
and experiencing stuff by myself. I think that everybody should like
Be
go
alone.
out, take yourself on a date,
Yeah.
because
We had that
it shows
conversation
you
on
who
Twitter.
you are and how you interact with people. Even sometimes you don't have to talk to nobody, but it's fun. It's therapeutic in a way.
That's good.
But I'll go out by myself to the bar and just meet random people.
Yep.
And just talk. And
It's so important.
It keeps me up on my toes.
For
as far as
sure.
that.
What is, we were talking a little bit before we called you about insecurities in the bedroom. Do you have anything to speak on that?
That was actually one of my examples when I wrote down, because I kind of knew what y'all was going to be talking about.
He pays attention to
I
the
like
social.
it.
Yeah.
Good
Come on,
job.
man.
100% a supporter.
He's a friend of the show.
But so like if a dude has like he's not packing as much or whatever downstairs, they tend to get better at head or like oral sex or finding toys, incorporating other things into the bedroom.
Maybe I do.
I
need to
think
find
we
a
kind of
social
go back
nigga.
to what he just said. Like men distract while
Like,
women
maybe.
try to
Yeah,
disclose.
That's where the secret's at.
Yeah, but
Hey.
as far as me, I
I knew
have
this.
I'm not insecure.
Oh.
Oh,
shit.
all right.
Talking
I like
shit.
the confidence.
Baby, won't
Had
you
to scroll
go
through your
my
Instagram.
way?
No, I'm just trying to figure out. Now I know.
Man, we really appreciate you coming on the podcast. Shout them out. Shout out your social media again, and let them know where they can find your podcast at as well.
Yeah, first of all, thank y'all for having me. Like
for
I've been
sure.
a fan of y'all since the live show. And
Oh.
I've been I went back and binged all y'all episodes
Hey.
Appreciate
in 2
it.
days.
Yay.
And I was like, I want to collab with y'all. So this is dope for like y'all even bringing me on.
For sure.
1 second
Yeah.
before you mention your social, this man came up to buy a shirt. At
He
your
sure
event,
did.
And he goes, "You're Aaliyah, you're Clark." And I was like, "Yes!"
Yeah, I will say that made me feel so happy. It was a
Out here
pleasure
like
to
we
meet
are
you.
Somebody.
I
was
know.
like, okay.
Yo, if you ever need
Yeah.
help with anything, always feel free to message any of
Yeah.
any of us. We're always
For
down
real.
to help. For real,
I
for real.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Man, y'all have been super supportive. Shout out Jan, because she hit me up on Twitter and like emailed me a whole list of things I could do to work on my podcast.
Hey.
Support.
Always, I'm here for you.
For sure.
We still gotta talk about that episode. Call me
Yeah.
after the show.
Yeah, we do. But I want to do an episode with each one of y'all individually.
Oh,
That'd be dope.
say no more. We're there.
Say
We're
less.
always
We
in.
can make that happen, bro.
Last thing, thank you for being
A friend.
Wait, we gotta give
Hey,
one more social shout out. Then we'll say.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
just
You shut down the
kidding.
whole
Shout
song.
out your social one more time.
All right, got you. So I am Zay with 3 underscores on Instagram, or Zay something POD on Instagram as well. You can look me
POD.
up on Spotify, Anchor, iTunes, everything. Zay something podcast.
Okay, you better use
Appreciate
all your
you, bro.
streaming channels.
All right.
Thank you for being a friend.
Okay. Travel down the road and back again. I don't know
Something
I'm
sounds
a man and a confidant.
Y'all fake as hell.
Appreciate you,
Have a
bro.
good night.
Yeah, you as well.
Ooh, my eyes watering.
It was like these
You know how I love how awkward people are on the phone when we do that. They're like,
You can like
sing
hear them
along, or-
when the
Y'all
recording
wanna
starts.
close
Like,
it or no?
yeah, let's close it.
what did we learn today? Especially from like a men and women perspective, I think like let's speak on the opposite sex.
This was the most mature, greatest conversation that we've had
This was.
thus far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't too ratchet today. I'm proud.
I would just say be confident in yourself. Take time out of your day every single day to love who you are, man or woman. Like, encourage yourself. You don't have to wait for somebody else to do it. Make yourself a cake. Celebrate yourself, whatever it is, whether you lost 5 pounds, whether you spoke in public, whether you said hi to one person when you woke up this morning. I don't care what it is, but encourage yourself. Like, fight these insecurities. That's just the enemy, the negativity trying to get you down. Don't let it win. That's all.
You better preach then. I would just say, I didn't have anything prepared in my mind, so the first thing that came to mind was get money.
That always comes.
Always though.
Give me the old
That's my
day.
go-to. I would just say, basically echoing what Aaliyah said, just take the time to get to know yourself and knowing that you're never going to have it all figured out. You're never going to be 100% healed. You're never going to be 100% in love with yourself. There's always going to be that one thing that you're insecure about. But just knowing that it's a process, just knowing that you're the only one that you got. Like, when
Amen.
people are going to move in and out of your life, and you have to love yourself at the end of the day. And that means putting in the work. That means doing the things that we mentioned to do on the podcast. So, yeah.
That's good.
I was gonna say that people may come close, but no one is ever gonna be you. So find solace in that and own that, even if you're awkward like me and Chanel. No matter what you look like, just remember that you are you, and lead with that. Make that your right foot. Make that your strong hand. Because
That's
you're
good.
beautiful inside and out, no matter what people have to say about you. And stop. Listen, PSA. Stop looking at social media for validation.
Okay.
The number of likes does
can't
not
do it.
mean you are popping. Okay, I might not have the best body, but listen, my personality is fleeked. Okay, so
Okay.
You have a
Thank
very
you.
nice body.
Right,
Thank
she's
you so much.
fine, y'all. She
but
be trying to
that's
down
besides
She's
the
a
point.
chocolate goddess.
Thank you so much. That is fact.
Chocolate goddess. That's like
she
them
is a-
chocolate Easter egg
goddess.
bunnies. Jan, I just want to bite you now. Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going. I'm sorry.
But no, I think that's
Matt stroking his beard somewhere.
He like,
That's
I need
bad.
to stroke this. I don't know why.
But no, there is that there's no confidence in those numbers. Those numbers are just numbers, and there's just a bunch of insecure people liking other people's stuff. So,
good.
like, listen, social media is not it. It's a toxic place. So stop looking at that for validation.
Don't look at it for validation. Look at it so I can get a paycheck. I'm awful.
Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say, your strong suits that sometimes you push forward, like don't dampen them down for other people, because those are their insecurities speaking, not yours. Maybe they aren't people you need to be around, or maybe those are people you're only around for certain things or reasons. My dad always said you have people in your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. And sometimes those seasons turn into reasons, and sometimes those lifetimes aren't actually true. So like just live your truth,
Papa
and
Sanders.
Lil Duval style, live your best life, man. Like
Living
really.
my best life.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't going back and forth with you niggas.
Hey.
I'll just say take care of yourself first, and then find and surround yourself with people who they can be an outlet
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
And a recharge.
Yeah.
That's really good. I just want to say this episode was mad beautiful, son.
It was
Oh
mad
my
beautiful.
God.
Practicing
Son.
this damn
Beat.
language,
We
son.
can't
You
be
right,
shit,
B. It was.
Chanel, not everyone in New
Fam.
York talks
I
like
hate
that.
it. Okay, cut.
You can be a normal person.
Bye. That was dope.
That was so good, guys.
I'm
What is
all
this
in my
postscript
feelings
about?
and
Did we
stuff.
prepare one?
Now we got